So lately I've been going through the process of what I'm using for a camera, whether it's something that is actually me using for myself photographing, what is actually to me considered a tool. And so within this process, I'm trying to think about what is the best thing to use as tools. And the phone obviously is something that's over the years have gotten better and better. And to me, I feel like the iPhone is the perfect documenting tool. And I want to start using the phone more often to make films like this, where it's just completely random, or even just using it for a video in general. I think that's the nice thing about having a camera in your pocket like this. Obviously, it's great for photographing as well. Obviously, if you don't have a different camera, this is the best one that you have if it's all you have. That's definitely true. Um, but for me, really, what I want to focus on is being a lot better at documenting the process and just getting that type of work out there a little bit more. And so I wanted to post a little video kind of just about just me talking like this, and a little bit of a footage from an amazing show I seen last night. Because basically I want to see what this is like, filming with just a phone, having a phone-only video. I don't think I've actually ever really done that before, especially because now they've definitely gotten a lot better. So last night I seen one of my like favorite people in general perform last night, David Blaine. He's someone, when I was a teenager that, came across from the documentary Street Magic. And he's kind of just, I've always enjoyed the art of it. I think that's kind of my main attraction to what he's doing. And it was obviously, this is, if you don't know, this is his first tour. And so I had to go. And I was like, this is like one of those once in a lifetime opportunities, especially for someone who I looked up to as basically an artist performer before, since really half my life, which is kind of crazy to think about. So of course had to take advantage of the situation, and was able to get meet and greet style tickets, and it turned out to be way crazier than I expected. It wasn't just like a meet and greet, it was literally a performance besides the show. Basically what you see in like the documentaries, when he's like performing to celebrities or just anyone out in the street, that's what he was doing. And it was amazing. I got to hold his wrist for one of the tricks and basically made majority of the pack cards disappear. It's really like, watching this stuff over the documentaries over the years, and you see it on TV, and you see how amazing it is. But once you're like, when you're standing right next to him and it happens, and it's it's really, and it's like one of those things where you see everyone's reaction and you get this insane feeling of like what just happened, how did that happen. And I think my favorite thing is just enjoying that. And I think that's my favorite thing about David Blaine is really, it's crazy. Like when you think about like Houdini, and then you think about David Blaine, like, I mean, he did magic obviously since he was a kid, but like once I knew about him, and like Houdini died in like the 20s. So like, there's probably like an 80-year difference between magicians. Obviously there's other magicians out there, and the great ones that I don't even know, because I don't know much about like the history of magic. I just know David Blaine, and obviously I know who Houdini is. But I think there's like the persona, or like the vibe. I think that's kind of where I'm going at. That it's like almost like a tradition, I guess, that I think he's carrying on, and I think that's what's so special about him. And I think about that like future of like, man, I wonder if there's gonna be another person like that, or will it be another 80 years before someone like that comes again. And the cool thing about the night, I actually when he did that wrist trick, he left the random few cards that were left out of the entire deck and the pack, and it was cool getting his personal pack out of it. So this is definitely something I'm so stoked to have. Um, I don't know. It's like it's weird to think about being a kid and like just like watching the documentary, kind of getting hyped. I always felt like I think that being like a street photographer is very much like being, you know, like what he's doing with like his street magic. It's it's just people. I think that's what's interesting about being a magician and being David Blaine's position. It is about the people, and it's cool to kind of get that kind of full circle going, and it gave me a lot of motivation myself. I think it was a perfect time. That like this last night was like the perfect time for it to happen. So at least for me, like creatively and moving forward with the process. So, anyways, I filmed a little clip of inside where we were sitting. We had amazing seats, and I just wanted to film a little thing. Obviously, it's not of the show because we can't film during the show. But I wanted to film something with it. It was like literally the first thing I filmed with the iPhone 10 was stuff that night.